Hi everybody, this is Bookie and I'm here for the Good Eve channel. And today I'm going to continue on sharing business ideas that can make you good money in Nigeria. So I've already done the first 4 of this part 2 of the part 1 segment. And so in the first segment, I talked about being a tour guide or offering tour guide services, tutoring services, consulting services, and an online clothing boutique. Now, in this segment, I'm going to talk about a few other ideas, and the ideas that are useful and helpful because they serve clear needs that are unaddressed or improperly addressed or just not sufficiently addressed in the Nigerian economy and market. Now, why should you consider Nigeria? And I know you've probably watched the additional videos, but just in case this is your first time watching, it's because, number one, we're a market of over 2 million people. We're located in Africa. The climate is good. The people are warm. And culturally, we love to live life. We love to be aspirational. We love to progress. We love to strive. We're hardworking people. And you know what? We're an economy where there are a lot of infrastructural challenges. You name it. Is it power? Is it water? Is it what can you think of that exists in more established economies? We need more services, we need more help, we need to take it to the next level, we need to expand many even basic services. There's opportunities to offer a private element to it. Is it transportation? Is it telecommunications? You name it. Nigeria is the place to be. And with this exploding and also young population, 70% of our population, I believe, are under 30 years old. I was going to say 25, but at least are under 30 years old. It means we have a young, vibrant population who are going to have kids, who are going to fall in love, who are going to need to own homes or live in house. There's so many things. They're going to need to wear clothes. They're going to need medical services. They're going to need all the things that living a new life requires. So it's definitely a lot of opportunity here if you can just focus in and pick your path and work with it and dig deep. So what is the first idea I'm going to talk about in this video? Being an event planner. I already told you Nigerians love to live. We love to live life. We love to dance. You know how many dance moves Nigerians have come up with? You know, the eating, I mean, so many. We love to dance. We love to party. We love to celebrate. It's so important to us to celebrate every milestone. And when we celebrate, we love to invite the whole community. It's not unheard of in Nigeria to attend a party with over 1,000 people because we've invited all and sundry. Just come, just show up. So being an event planner is really, really important. You can't plan and execute an event, even as small as 100 people, and yeah, that can be small in Nigeria, without having someone who's going to coordinate it. Now, what you find is some people will tag on event planning and they're also catering, or they tag on event planning and they provide chairs or canopies. But you know what? This continues to be a very needed area. Do you know your average Nigerian wedding has 3 days of major events? 3 separate days. So being an event planner here is very important. So one of the things that's great about this opportunity, as with others, you have different segments. If you're doing corporate event planning, there's a place for you. If you're doing wedding event planning, primarily there's a place for you. If you're doing family events like birthdays, anniversaries, funerals, there's a place for you. But also, if you're doing small, high luxury events, there's a place for you. If you're just doing, I specialize, my strength is in outdoor garden events, there's a place for you. And what I love about Nigeria is, what people don't understand is we collaborate a lot in Nigeria. Yes, we compete, but we collaborate. And so what you'll find is that even if you've decided that my area is just going to be in this garden area, other event planners will come and they'll pull on your expertise. They'll pull you into those projects. You'll get a share. You make it clear, this is what it's going to cost to use my equipment, or this is what it's going to cost to use my time, and they'll pull you in. So even if you decide to say, my specialty is on water events, that is my specialty. I hold mind-blowing events on water. I'm telling you, an event planner is like, look, I'm not going to buy boats. I don't have the relationship with boat owners. I don't know how to put it together. I don't know all the safety things that are required. They'll come and they'll consult with you. They may even just pull you into the event and say, look, can you just handle the event and just give me my own share? They'll take a percentage of the work, and then if they need to, and you agree, once you agree, if you don't need any resources from them, you handle it. If you need some resources for them, in addition to giving them a share, you agree. And that way, it's so collaborative, it's so vibrant. They need richer, more interesting experiences. Nigerians love events, and we love our events to be memorable experiences for all our guests. So there's so much opportunity in the event planner space. Definitely, this is an area where you want to consider if you have an interest and desire going into. Point 6, an online specialty food store. And I've spoken about this again, but I'll talk about it right now. There are a lot of kids with advances in technology and in medical knowledge. We're discovering that there are a lot of allergies and health conditions that we just didn't know about before. Before, maybe the belief would be, oh, it was one uncle in the village, he looked at the child and the child died. Maybe that child had a seafood allergy and you kept putting crayfish, which is dried shrimp, inside the child's food because you like dried crayfish and you didn't realize you shouldn't give that to a child younger than a certain area, and you didn't realize in your family you guys have the predisposition to be allergic to seafood. So there's so many things that we're discovering now. Maybe you're in your family, you thought, oh, we always get rashes. Maybe it's a gluten allergy. Maybe it's celiac disease. Maybe it's... So there's just so much. We thank God for that awareness and so much more knowledge. And so you'll find that there are larger segments of people who need specialty food items that are not available widely. They either need to be made specially or they need to be gotten from from different countries as food alternatives so that they can also have a good quality of life and enjoy their food, but at the same time avoid allergens and certain things that are affecting them. Even with the knowledge we have about diabetes and high blood pressure, there are a lot of things. A lot of people are avoiding sugar now. They're using substitutes, or foods are being prepared in a different way, or they're even eating completely different meals that provide them that satisfaction without eating some of the foods that have triggered and affected their blood sugar. So there's so much more knowledge now, and with that has come a large demand for these goods. Gone are the days, especially with the pandemic, where a lot of people couldn't travel the way they used to, where people would just say, oh, when I travel, I'll buy 3, 4, 5 suitcases. Some of these foods that you even need are highly perishable. So offering a specialist service that maybe offers specialist fruits, vegetables that even if you bring, they'll go bad after 2 weeks. So you need a good supplier that can consistently supply some of these varieties for you. If you're not supposed to eat, for instance, potatoes or very starchy food, you want to eat some alternative vegetables that can be prepared in a similar way so you don't feel so deprived. You need to be able to get those, and that's where you could come in. If you've had a family member, maybe your dad had diabetes or your father had a lot of health conditions, and so you spent a lot of time growing up helping him to manage his health condition and cook for him, you are in luck. This is a business for you. You already have the knowledge, you already know the know-how, you already have the interest, you already have the deep experience. You've been doing it since you were 15. Guess what? Why not make money from it? Why not? You know where you can get the suppliers. If it's Yabilisu, if it's from Jos, if it's from where you can get all these fresh things, you just take in your orders and just manage your clients to say, okay, I deliver only on Tuesdays, all orders must be in on Fridays. You can start it part-time. Even if you're just starting out in your career, then you know that, okay, I deliver only on Saturdays or Sundays. You can use your weekend to do all your deliveries and be done. After a while, you can even get someone to handle the deliveries for you. And they have a place where you live, they can deliver the items to. Just think about, it's really important how to preserve them. But if you've already been doing this, you know how to preserve them. You know how to get those things to them looking fresh, looking lovely, looking wonderful. There are a lot of young women and men who are making really good money doing market runs and shopping for people. But here I'm talking about specialist items, not the general things that everybody can get, but letting people who know that they need certain specialist items, maybe sweeteners, maybe additives, different things that are really hard to get consistently. You can become that one-stop shop for them. All right, number 7, a personal assistant. So with this, I'm actually talking about a virtual personal assistant, one that you're not fully dedicated to just one person working in a job. Look, one thing, I don't know why this became a big trend in organization design. Okay, I do, but I don't think the reason was valid. But in Nigeria, you need help with a capital H. You need help getting some things. You need help receiving items. You need help, writing paper. You need help in all facets of your life. And a lot of us have a lot of personal life admin, especially if you have kids, especially if you have a spouse, especially if you have aged parents who you care for and you want to take care of. You need someone who can help you to take care of all those bits and bobs. You can just give them a list and they pull everything together and get everything where it needs to go, when it needs to go. You need someone to do a little bit of research. This is not deep research, but just research on which is the best hospital to go to, which is the best party planner to use, which is the best party pack that the kids like. There are little things, they all add up, and you just don't have the time all the time. You need someone to help, and this is where a virtual or a remote personal assistant can really, really help you. You just come up with a list of tasks, you specify what you'd like, have a conversation with them, and if you've been working with the person for a while, they understand, oh, this is what you expect, this is your taste, this is your style, this is your quality, and you don't have to be seated in their offices. There are tons of people who work in offices, in banks, in oil companies, in manufacturing firms, and they need this type of support, and they need someone that has puts a little bit of intelligence into it. But they can't afford to pay you full time to be with them. You can serve in this way 10, 15 people, even if it's about sorting out their lunches. You can or help them order. Once they just give you the money, you can help them order and make sure their lunches are delivered to them. I remember working in a job about 10 years ago, and I was so busy, I would always forget to order lunch. And once we were done with meetings and sessions and everything, I would be starving. And I remember then I had this wonderful assistant. She was so fantastic. She knew I liked roasted chicken and grilled fish. Either or was fine for me, with usually a salad on the side. And I remember sometimes she would just send me a message when I was at a meeting. She said, is it chicken or fish? Do you know I was so busy sometimes I couldn't even answer. I wouldn't even be able to remember to check, to say chicken, not fish, or fish, not chicken. And she would just take the initiative and say, you know what, I know Bookie likes chicken or fish. She would just say, okay, she had fish yesterday, I'm gonna get her chicken today. And I can't lie to you, I was just so grateful when I'd come out of those sessions, just like, is there any food? There's food. And I would just eat it with so much gratitude. So honestly, personal assistants are lifesavers in this market. If you are smart, if you are young, if you're energetic, and if you like to work with people, I'm telling you, it's a really good area where you can offer services. Sit down, put some structure around it, let them know the services that you offer. So if it's going to be a one-day thing, if it's going to be a monthly thing you want to think about, look at it and decide, okay, how many clients do I feel realistically I can service? And then you also work with vendors. You don't have to go to the market yourself. You can have a vendor do that for you, and the vendor will even take care of delivery right to your clients. You just follow up with the vendor, and you can let your client know, I'm getting this thing from this vendor. They're the ones that do market runs, but I'll follow up with them and I'll make sure the quality is good, and that person just wants to know that this thing is going to get to their house on time. And they know they're paying you for a service. It gives you the capacity to probably service 20, maybe even 25 people. And if you get really organized, you can bring in some friends from school or from work, or bring in a young cousin. You can get someone to help you coordinate. And then if you're really tech friendly, you can say, look, I want to be a tech friendly. You can create platforms where they just put in what they want and you just get the alerts. You don't have to spend so much energy talking. If they have any special notes, they put it in the thing. I'm telling you, this is an area, if you're young and you're an upcomer, you can make really, really good money from this. You will set your fees, and if your service is good and you're reliable, word of mouth, I promise you, if you do this business, you'll be overwhelmed within 3 months. You're good, you're consistent, you know how you're courteous, you have good customer relationship skills, as in you're polite, funny, personable. You'll have too much business. Too much, this particular area. So number 8 business idea is a home daycare. If you've had children recently, or you have a lot of young children, you're not ready to go back into the market. Or for instance, you have a sister or a relative who's really good at taking care of kids and they're in your home environment. You can just convert your home into a home daycare so that other women in the neighborhood who are nearby, who may also be young nursing mothers, who want a safe place to keep their children. You find a lot of moms have to go back to work, but they don't want to take their children to a school crash environment. They want the child to be in a home environment where there are couches, where there are cushions, where it's softer, where if they want to come back and breastfeed before they leave, they want to feel like their child is in a home. They already feel guilty about it. This is an opportunity for you, especially if you're one of these moms. You know how they feel. Take your time getting a really good person. Even if you have a relative who you know is good at this, hire in additional nanny that's very good. Pay her extremely well so she's relaxed, experienced, and share that cost with several other people. It's really easy. You're not really doing much, and you can make a little bit of money, sometimes a lot of money, providing this service. Definitely think about it, especially if you live in a place that's maybe on the way to work. If you happen to be fortunate enough to be living in like in Ikoyi or Lekki Phase 1, in an area where a lot of Ikeja GRA, where a lot of businesses are clustered, and your home is in a very convenient place. So they're coming to work very early, they can drop the baby off with you. They're going home very late, before they leave, they can grab their child. I'm telling you, if you have a good location, because that just happens to be where you live, and you love kids, and you have a good care, you've already put down all that infrastructure, why not monetize it? This is a great opportunity. Definitely think about being a home daycare owner. And what's good about this is it's a stepping stone to prepare you if you want to now start a proper creche or a proper nursery school, or eventually go up the ladder and start a primary school. So this is a good way to test and see, is this something I have an interest in? Do I have the capacity for it? While you also be able to give your kids the best possible care. Number 9 idea is an online social media PR agency. Now I know I can't remember his name, Tai Lopez talked about this forever and ever. And people have different opinions about Tai Lopez, how legit his ideas are, but this one is legit. People who are selling businesses online, who have online businesses, are selling goods, are selling services online, are so busy either delivering or shaping their business, they are not PR, they are not social media specialists. There's so much content that needs to be curated, positioned, promoted, developed, articulated. It's a full-time job for someone who doesn't understand it. Sometimes you'll find church ministries need help with this, businesses need help with this, schools need help with this, individual brands need help with this, online shops, you name it, consultants, you are a business and you're online. That tour guide, they need help with this. How can they get their social media presence to make money, to bring in clients, to connect, to tell a story about who they are and who they want to be, what their brand is supposed to be? There's a really big opportunity in this area. So the things you need to think about is about getting your pricing right, and understand when you start, even if you have experience, your first few clients, you won't make money. I'm going to be honest. You won't make a profit, because in this business, you need to be able to show your bona fides. I have handled these 10 clients, and they need to be able to see the clients are doing well. It doesn't mean you're going to work for free. It doesn't mean you should work at a loss, but you're not going to make a lot of profit. But once you can get 5 breakout clients that are doing well, they have the views, they have the subscribers, they have the followers, I'm telling you, you will practically name your price. Once they can see, I want to know, I can close my eyes and it's done. So this is definitely an area, if you're in this space, you like to scroll, you like to make those cute videos, you're quick to hop on trends, you understand how to use trends, how to leverage trends, get more training, get more exposure, but this is an area for you. And what's great about it is it's online. You can do it primarily remotely. Even if you're helping your client to shoot videos, you can do that on the weekends, because guess what? They probably have a day job too. So this is a really, really good area. I love for you to think about it, and you can make a lot of money in Nigeria. Social media is blowing up in this space. It's so hot. People are really, I mean, there are people who do all these comedy videos. Some of them make 1.5 million naira per mention of a brand. So this is a space that is continuing to heat up and blow up and blow up and blow up. I'm not even sure who watches traditional TV like that anymore. So really, this is an area where if you're not in this, there's room for you. There's room for you. There's room for you. Think about your niche market. Think about who you want to service. Think about where you have the experience or the reputation or even the interest. Start from there. That part, that niche is probably deep enough and wide enough for you to make a very good income. The final business that can make you really good money that I want to talk about is, drum roll, moving services company. What's that? You are relocating. You used to live in Ikeja, you're moving to Lekki. You used to live in Lagos, you're moving to Abuja. You used to live in Akure, you're moving to Enugu. You are still in Lagos, you live in street A, you're moving 3 streets down. Movers are a service that is needed here, and they are not enough. Traditionally, we would say, oh, there's a man at the junction, he has a truck, he can carry load. Let me just call him. Do that, and you do it at your own peril. Half of your things will be broken, damaged, some of them will go missing, all sorts of issues. You injure your back. You may your staff may resign midway out of frustration because it's too much. Moving properly is an art, and the more you've accumulated in your life, the older you get, the more stuff you have, the more important that you realize that having properly skilled movers is so important. Most people are even afraid and hesitant to move house because of just the stress of moving. Do you know that moving house statistically is one of the most stressful things people can pass through? It's in the top 10 of the most stressful things that can happen and traumatic things that can happen to a person. Oh yes. So what does that mean? If you're organized, you know how to put boxes together, you are calm under pressure, you're strong, you want to keep fit, guess what? Get a truck, get a good crew together, teach them the fundamentals of how to move heavy things, lift with your knees bent, how to put things together. You can make really good money moving. I know people who pay 500,000 naira for moving services, and the movers will only work for 1 day. Maybe they'll come 2 days before. You will pack your stuff. If you want to pay for packing, they offer that as an additional service. But just for lifting, loading, moving, doing all the trips to move your stuff, they can charge as much as 500,000. It depends on what you have and how valuable your things are to you. If the TV that you spent 1 million naira to buy is not valuable to you, and you give it to someone to move and it's broken, well, maybe that's 500,000 now or 250,000. It does not sound very expensive. They will help you move your ACs, move your fittings, different things you need to get done. And you have a cost for all of that. So moving services is a really good area that you can consider. It's a highly, I was going to say it's a male-dominated area, especially if you're starting out doing it yourself. But that's actually not necessarily true. There are a lot of women who are also in that area. They know how to coordinate and get young, strapling lads to help move and do things right. But if you're organized, if you know how to be careful and cautious and conscientious, you have a good team together of young people who you can bring, or at least fit individuals who you can bring. You can even get the proper equipment, because sometimes all the gurneys, all the things that you need to lift and do it properly, everyone can't afford to buy those things. I'm only going to move once every 5 years. You can concentrate that in your business and provide this service beautifully. And people need movers. Offices, from a corporate standpoint, they need people to help them with moving. There's so many. The potential for this area in Nigeria, it's vast because it's really underserved. People are trying to do it themselves ad hoc, and they're doing it badly. And what's great about this business is the word of mouth, the reference, the potential reference power of this particular service is so great. You definitely want to look at that. So there you have it. That's it. The 10 businesses that can make you some really good money in Nigeria. I hope you enjoyed it. And as I sign off, always remember, please be humble and learn. Bye for now.